Hello students, today we will discuss the topic traits of an entrepreneur or characteristics of an entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? What is entrepreneurship? What is the difference between entrepreneur and entrepreneurship? We have already discussed. So today our topic, that is characteristics of an entrepreneur. Before discussing this topic, let us ponder over certain questions that might come before understanding what should be the trait. So students, just analyze, are you planning to start and run your own business? Are you wondering if you have the characteristics of an entrepreneur? Do you know the right qualifications and characteristics an entrepreneur must have to succeed? Does your profile match that of a successful entrepreneur? So before you want to do something new and different or start your business venture, it will be very important to think and reflect whether you have what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur or not. Being honest with yourself is imperative. If you don't possess the required traits, you can also start developing them now. It is not that entrepreneurs are only born, they can be made also. So, in the screen you can see the various traits of an entrepreneur. That is, the entrepreneur must be self-confident and optimistic. So that is the first and the most important trait or characteristic that an entrepreneur should possess. If the entrepreneur is not optimistic or do not have confidence on himself or herself, then it is very difficult for a business venture to be successful. Next, a potential entrepreneur should be able to take calculated risk. So, the more risk you take, the return will be more. Next, the entrepreneur should respond positively to changes. So the entrepreneur should not be change resistant. Whatever changes is coming in his or her surrounding, the entrepreneur should be able to adapt that change by responding positively to it. Otherwise, he or she may become the drone entrepreneur or Fabian entrepreneur and find it very difficult to sustain in the market. So relating to that is only that it has to be flexible and able to adapt. Then the entrepreneur should have knowledge about the market, whether it is technology, whether it is the type of product what is coming into the market, whether it is the information about the political environment, whether it is the information of the financial environment. So all the factors that affect a market, all those knowledge should be, all that knowledge the entrepreneur should have. The entrepreneur has to be very social. That means he or she should be able to get along well with the others, whether the seniors or the juniors. The entrepreneur should be independent minded as well. So that means should not get influenced by others. The entrepreneur should be energetic and diligent. So if the entrepreneur does not have the zeal to work, the energy to work, then he or she might not see success. The entrepreneur should be creative. That means whatever is happening around, the entrepreneur should think something in a very different way so that he can create the niche. The entrepreneur should be a dynamic leader, responsive to suggestions, whether it is coming from the superiors or from the subordinates. Suggestions should always be welcomed by the entrepreneur. Whether to abide by the suggestions or not, that is the secondary part, but response should be there. Then the entrepreneur should take initiatives. If the entrepreneur does not take the initiative, any other entrepreneur in the market may take it, and our entrepreneur may lose the chance. The entrepreneur should be resourceful and persevering. Resourceful does not mean only the financial resources. Resourceful means knowledge resource is very important. The entrepreneur should know what is going on, what he is thinking, and what he should do. And with that, to do what type of resources is required, the entrepreneur should start networking for those. The entrepreneur should be perceptive with foresight. Foresight is very important. An entrepreneur cannot live in the present. So the entrepreneur should always think few steps ahead in the future. Determination is a very important character or trait of an entrepreneur. Determination brings perseverance within the entrepreneur. And last but not the least, the entrepreneur should have ethics. Professional ethics is a very important characteristics of an entrepreneur to succeed in the market. So friends, these are the traits of an entrepreneur, and it is highly important that you analyze yourself and find out whether you possess this required traits or not. If you do not possess, then find out the ways by which you can develop it. So a person who may not have all these qualities but have some chances of majority of the traits is possessed, then there is a greater chance of being a successful entrepreneur. If few of the traits are there, try to inculcate the other traits by proper training, proper studying, getting in interaction with entrepreneurs,